they consider the circular path that they'll take, the ancient custom of circling. As the form of the circle is perfect and unbroken, so too do we pray that my parents, Linda and Stan's marriage will continue to remain strong and unbroken, resistant to challenges that they may face them from without and from within, as the shape of a circle encompasses all that it surrounds. And they also enter each other's essence and soul in a way that they haven't before. And so that doesn't have a place for witnesses, does it? I didn't think so. All right, I just wanted to make sure. All right.
Oh no, I want your name.
All right, so Brachim Habaim B'Shem Adonai Re'im Achuvim. Blessed in God's name are these beloved companions who come before us. And
when do I get to kiss the bride?
Never! And we join together. Well, may the source of power, blessing, and glory bless these loving companions, Linda and Stan. And we thank God for bringing us to this moment, sustaining us for 50 years, 50 more, and many, many more. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Shehachianu v'kimanu v'higianu l'zman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Shehachianu v'kimanu v'higianu l'zman hazeh. Welcome you to this holy space and this chuppah, the symbol of a Jewish home, also a good name for a puppy. Surrounded by family and friends, your loving community who pledge their support for you now and always. Your chuppah is open on all four sides, being held up by your grandchildren. Your relationship too is open to the world. At times you'll be dealing with storms as you have in the past, and blessed by calm, cooling breezes, and blessed with finding each other, and blessing to the world by your actions, both as individuals and as a couple. So we now go to Erusin, and this is a single cup of wine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. You share the wine from a single cup. You may share under God's guidance, contentment, peace, and fulfillment from the cup of life. So you find joy, life's joys heightened, its bitterness sweetened, and all of its moments hallowed by true companionship and of love. That's Erusin. So now we got it. Just hold it. Have him hold that. Yeah.
It's hard.
So also the Kabbalists teach us, the Jewish mystics teach us that there's so many delicate imageries, and one of them is the Jewish tradition, the love that couples have for one another, and that the first wedding held more than 3,300 years ago in the Sinai desert. The Kabbalists said that God became a bridegroom to the mystical bride, the Jewish people, and presented the Torah as our wedding ring. So it's very beautiful, and I know you guys have your rings, which are, round and unassuming, and that's how you got married 50 years ago. And we celebrate that renewal of the promise today. So we also, in renewing that promise, we say that I'm going to have you, instead of saying with the rings and exchanging those, since this is a renewal of the covenantal promise, do you want to hold it a little higher so they can see?
We're trying.
Okay. I know your arms are getting tired. All right. So I'm going to have you so you're going to say Ani,
Ani,
Ladodi,
Lododi,
Vidodi,
Lododi,
Li.
Li.
And so that means I am my beloved,
I am my beloved,
and my beloved is mine.
and my beloved is mine.
And you're going to say Ani,
Ani,
Ladodi,
Ladodi.
Ladodati,
Ladodati,
Vidodati, Li.
Vidodati, Li.
And Nachon, Ken? Okay. I am my beloved's,
I am my beloved,
and my beloved is mine.
and my beloved is mine.
Okay. And so instead of saying Hare'at Mekudeshet, we're going to renew that promise, not exchanging the rings, but instead just renewing the brit, the covenant that you share between each other, consecrated in the heritage of Moshe and Israel and all the generations that came before you and will come after you. And so now, another teaching that I want to share with you. Do we want to have some recovery of the chuppah? Because their poor arms are getting tired.
That's why Asher's been doing most of the work. Yeah, same thing for me, for Lorraine. Yeah, that's what's been killing me.
Okay.
Moses
So,
parted the Red Sea.
We need someone on this side.
so the other piece that I want to share is that the 7 breast blessings, the Sheva Brachot, the 7 wedding blessings, that it's very interesting that they happen after the couple has the ketubah, we've had erusin, and it's kind of like the wedding's been finalized almost. So their place in the ceremony shows that it's not supposed to be a static event. Marriage is not supposed to be static. It's meant to grow. And you grow at every stage, and you change, you adapt throughout your couple life together. So it's renewed at every single moment. So now we're going to share the 7 blessings, the Sheva Brachot. And I was going to have our wonderful Israeli cousins read the Hebrew, and I'll read it in English, if that's okay. You guys can switch off, or you can read them all. Okay? You want to read all? You can read Hebrew. We can go back and forth. I'll have you do. You could do one, and then you do one Hebrew. I'll do English. You do Hebrew. I'll do English. Okay? All right. Go for it. Yep, I have a copy. Okay.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן.
Amen.
Amen.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל ברא לכבודו.
Okay, hang on. You guys can drink that. We praise you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. We praise you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, whose glory is revealed in all creation.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם יוצר האדם.
Amen.
We praise you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of humanity.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר יצר את האדם בצלמו בצלם דמות תבניתו והתקין לו ממנו בניין עדי עד. ברוך אתה אדוני יוצר האדם.
We praise you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe. You formed us in your image and implanted in us the blessing of life's ongoing renewal. Blessed are you, Adonai, creator of humanity.
סוס תשיב ותגל ההכרה בקיבוץ בניה לתוכה בשמחה. ברוך אתה אדוני משמח ציון בבניה.
Let Zion rejoice at her children's happy return. Blessed are you, Adonai. You allow those who have sown in tears to reap in joy.
שמח תשמח רעים האהובים כשמחה יצירך בגן העדן מקדם. ברוך אתה אדוני משמח חתן וכלה.
May these loving companions rejoice together with the joy you have set aside for them since the days of creation. Blessed are you, Adonai, who grants joy to this couple.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר ברא ששון ושמחה חתן וכלה. הילה, רינה, עתיצה וחדווה, אהבה ואחווה ושלום ורעות. מהרה השם אלוהינו ישמע בערי יהודה ובחוצות ירושלים כל ששון וכל שמחה, כל חתן וכל כלה. כל מצהלות חתנים בחופתם ונערים ממשתה בגינתם. ברוך אתה אדוני משמח חתן עם כלה.
Yofi.
There is a song.
Yes, I'm going to sing it. Yes. We praise you, Adonai, our God. We praise you, Adonai, our God. sovereign of the universe, creator of joy and gladness, love and companionship, laughter and song, pleasure and delight, harmony and celebration, peace and friendship. O God, may there forever be heard in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem the voices of joy and gladness, the voices of loving companions, joined together in marriage, the voices of celebration and song. Blessed are you, Adonai, who causes this loving couple to rejoice together as one. Kol sason
וכל שמחה, כל חתן וכל כלה. לה 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 לה. יה לה לה יה לה 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 לה. יה לה 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 לה. יה ששון וכל שמחה, ששון וכל כלה. לה 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 לה. יה לה לה יה לה 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 לה.
Okay, so now that we've got the Sheva Brachot, and now we have a teaching. We learned that in the book of Ruth, Megillat Ruth, that Ruth has so much kindness, so much loving kindness, chesed. And when I think of my own mom, I think of Ruth and her chesed, her loving kindness. And when I also think of Ruth, Ruth also tells Naomi, her mother-in-law, where you go, I will go, where you stay, I will stay, your people will be my people, and your God be my God. And she has incredible, beyond just the norm loyalty. When I think of my dad, I think of his loyalty. And so I was thinking of a story to tell of your relationship, and I remember hearing about when you met, and it must be a tradition because my mom also was involved with someone named Jeff, over Greg, and so she wasn't prepared to break up with Jeff, but she knew that there was something, a connection with Stan, my dad, and so they did kind of break up, but it didn't take the breakup. And so my dad came back to her and said, I don't care, I can't say goodbye to you. I still just want to be able to date you and see you. And so eventually Jeff, like the other Jeff, went away, and here we are today, 50 years later. And so because of that chesed, that kindness that he saw in her, and that loyalty. And so I know that Denise also wanted to tell a story.
Yeah, so as a little girl, every Saturday I would lay on your bed and watch you get ready for your date night. And you would go out and we would have a babysitter, and I realized after I had Asher and you said that this is so important for a marriage to have date night. I think Eric and I have taken it to the extreme. But we listened to you, and definitely that was one of my joys, is watching you get ready and excited to go on date night and get ready, and the smell of Chanel number 5. And then I would study how you would put on your makeup and what outfit you would pick, and Dad would come in with his fancy outfit and snap his finger. and you really role modeled how important it was to have the connection even when you have children. So thank you. I love you both.
Okay, and then I'm supposed to read the ketubah in here. So let me read the ketubah in English. Do that for you. Now this is a ketubah, it's specifically for the renewal of the promise. We don't really have vows in Judaism. It's more of a promise, a commitment to each other. So on a day of great celebration and joy, on the second day of the week, the second day of the month of Tevet, in the year 5780, which corresponds to the 30th day of December in the year 2019, in Zikron Yaakov, Israel, Stanley Gary, son of Erwin and Ruth and Linda Claire, so it would be Shlomo Ben Yitzhak Varut, and Linda Claire, daughter of Saul and Ruth, and yours is Leah Bat Shlomo Vineyards, spoke the words and performed the rites which united their lives in the presence of God's blessings and in the accordance with the laws of Moshe and Israel. On this day, we renew our pledge to honor our vibrant love, to nurture and protect it. Our lives, enriched by the tradition of the Jewish faith, have embodied trust, constancy, and compromise. We reaffirm our commitment to cherish and sustain each other, meeting life's trials with quiet strength and courage, and embracing life's blessings with wonder, joy, and laughter. We have grown as individuals and delight in elegant freedom born from mutual respect. May there continue to be peace in our home. May we always be blessed with good fortune, health, and happiness. And may our devotion to the faith of Israel forever ennoble us. With my beloved by my side, every day is good to awaken to, and every moment is a gift. Beautiful. And so now, we declare now that in the sight of our Jewish community and before God, that Linda and Stan are united in Kiddushin and renewal their bond and their promise, the sacred bond of marriage. We recognize the home that you create and continue to create together as Beit Yisrael, a household amongst the people of Israel. And so now I ask that we all take a moment to pray silently. There's a belief that under the chuppah is a direct line to Olam Haba, the world to come. And so people will actually know when someone is going under a chuppah, they will say, oh, can you say a prayer for me? And so it's a very, sacred space. And, being here in Zikron Yaakov in Israel, it seems very, very special and holy. So a moment of silent meditation. Give you the priestly blessing, the Birkat HaKohanim, Yivarechacha, Adonai Yishmerecha, may God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai Panav Elecha V'Yihuneka, may God shine upon you and may God be so gracious to you. Yisa Adonai Panav Elecha V'Yasem Lecha Shalom, and may God give you God's greatest gift, the gift of shalom, of peace, inside you and outside you. And now we are going to have you break the glass, and it reminds us, of course, that there aren't always perfect situations. We're not striving for perfection, but it's how we deal with the imperfection. And also to think about our history as a Jewish people, and to know that we are in partnership with God in the task of healing and repairing the world with Tikkun Olam. And the shattering of this glass, may it be a reminder to you and to all of us to work towards a time of wholeness for ourselves and for our world. And of course, after we shatter the glass, we will sing and shout Mazel Tov or Mazal Tov and celebrate the bride and the groom, the Chatan and the Kala. You can do it together, one after the other.
Hey, Mazel Tov! Simin Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simin Tov, Simin Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simin Tov, Simin Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simin Tov.
Yehevanu, Yehevanu, Uvechol Yisrael. Yehevanu, Yehevanu,
Uvechol Yisrael.
So I understand that there's some wedding cake to partake in that your beautiful cousins from Haifa have made for you.